everybody. I wanted to make a couple videos about my experience with mania and psychosis. I already did a video about depression. And I know that me personally, I'm always curious about what other people's experiences with mania are that are not, the textbook explanation, like things that they actually do and say and stuff like that, because everyone's experience is a little bit different. So I'm hoping that this is maybe, will be kind of enlightening to other people and maybe satisfy some curiosity about it. For me, I've had 2 manic episodes, full-blown manic episodes, and they've both been in the last year, and they both have had psychotic elements with them, so it's kind of like they're kind of intertwined, but I kind of see them separately just because of the way that I exhibit these signs. It's usually more manic stuff or more psychotic stuff. Like it's not so much everything at once. So that's kind of why I'm splitting this up into 2 videos, more manic stuff in this video and psychotic stuff in another video. I have some little notes too for myself here in case you see me looking away, because there's a lot of little things that I wanted to talk about that I don't want to forget. But first of all, it usually starts out with like hypomania, and to me hypomania is always good. It's never bad because it's not to an extreme level where I'm like overdoing everything. It's just more like, heightened creativity and more energy and stuff like that is good. But then when I become manic, it starts being too much, I become overly excited and overly happy, I guess you could say, and I get, the racing thoughts, which is typical of mania. And on the one hand, it's kind of bad because you get you can't stop them from coming, and it literally feels like my brain is burning, like it's on fire, because there's so many thoughts that just won't stop. It's like a constant voice in my head, words just going. But on the other hand, it can be kind of good because it kind of spurs me on to do things, and something I like to do is writing, so I usually write a lot and very frantically, like stories and poetry and stuff like that when I'm manic. And it tends to be better than what I usually write, I think. So that's kind of like an interesting thing about it. And going along with that, you have so many thoughts and so much energy and all this stuff that you're staying awake and you're not sleeping and you want to go out all the time. And I tend to drink a lot when I'm manic, which is bad. And I get these cravings to do things, like mainly drugs, like hardcore drugs, which is weird because I've never done hardcore drugs, so why I would have a craving for something that I've never even experienced is beyond me. But that's how I feel, in my brain. It makes me literally start salivating when I think about it when I'm manic. And it's not good. It's hard to hold myself back from going out and getting those things and doing those things that are dangerous to me, which I guess is the impulsive side of mania. And also, I tend to get really flirty with people and really talkative with strangers. The last time I got manic, I went out and I talked to everyone that crossed my path. I was having full-blown conversations with people in the grocery store. I went to a park with my kids, and there's this lady sitting there, and I just went over to her and started talking to her about how she was doing that day, and then she brought up that she was getting divorced, so I started just asking her all about her divorce and her personal life, and having this deep personal conversation with this person I never met. And that's definitely not my style to do that. And some of the people that I interact with, I'd be kind of coy and kind of hee and giggly, which I'm giggly anyway, so you can imagine when I'm manic it's over the top, ridiculous. But it's kind of strange in a way, because I think that draws people to you more, because they see you oh, this is a nice person, this is someone who's having fun, this is someone I want to talk to or be around. And so it's really strange in that sense. It's not really you, you know, acting that way. It is you, but it's not your normal self. But other people don't know that if they don't know you well. Yeah, and to me, like, mania, just plain mania, I guess you could say, it does feel good. It feels like hypomania, but like, just like amped up a little bit more. And then it starts to get to a point where it is amped up so much that that's when it kind of starts going into psychotic things for me. And I can tell when it's like switches over, because I go from being happy and excited to being like really agitated and edgy and nervous, and it's like my whole feeling, mood, sensation of everything around me changes. It becomes like unbearable. My thoughts become like torture to me. They're not like happy, good things that are pushing me to accomplish stuff. It's more like, oh my god, there's something in my head that I can't get out and I need to make it stop. So it like really does cross over to like a totally different, I don't want to say dimension, it sounds like science fiction, but you know, I think you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of some of my experiences with mania, some little things here and there that I've done. Nothing too like horrible really. I did back my car into a telephone pole one time because I was so distracted by my thoughts, and so like that, yeah, I dented it all up and jacked it all up, and I had just bought it like a month ago, so that was not good. You know, just little things like that though. Nothing too strange in just the manic section of it. But in my next video I'll talk more about the weird sorts of things that I've done when I've been psychotic.